You ask, I'm going to use your words. Who's to blame? Know this. That's the word choice of losers. Every football team makes mistakes. The losing teams are the ones that try to point out who's to blame. The championship teams are the ones that say, don't worry about it, man. We got this. We're going to make sure that we go score again, that we're going to win this game. The way winners talk is not to point fingers. They talk about solutions. What Texas is all about is solutions.
For the governor to treat this as if it were a football game, this is not a game. People's lives are at stake, and there's so much more that should have been done.
He said, we got this. We're going to make sure that we go score again, and we're going to win this game.
Well, as I said, this is not a game. People's lives are at stake, and the losers are the ones that don't learn from the mistakes, that don't hold people accountable. In this case, I think there are accountable issues at every level of government. And as I mentioned, I think the impact of the Trump administration has to be considered. I haven't accused them of anything. I've asked for a thorough investigation, and the outrageous responses of the White House press secretary and the Homeland Security Department attacking the press for raising the questions makes me all the more confident that we need to have a thorough investigation and ask what effect did it have to not have the meteorologist in charge of coordination and warnings. That person was not in place that night. Why did they not have all of their hydrologists who are responsible for rainfall and runoff calculations? What contacts did they really have there with the local level when the first flood warning came at 1:14 in the morning, when all of Kerr County was asleep, and the eventual flood emergency announcement was after much of Camp Mystic was already floating down the river? That may have been the best that could be done. They had dedicated employees out there that night, I'm sure, but I want the facts, and the fact that they would not give me that information when I asked about it 6 weeks before this happened gives me cause for concern, and they need to provide an immediate answer to all of these questions.
The state was aware that there was a possible serious flooding event days in advance, and we pre-positioned assets and resources and personnel. And remember, the flood began on Friday morning. We originally positioned those assets, resources, and personnel on Wednesday. Then when greater clarity was discerned on Thursday, we moved them closer, added, and made sure that we had adequate supply going into Friday. So we were ready with the resources on the ground to be able to quickly respond. Some people say, well, we responded so fast. One reason we did respond fast is because we had assets here already. That said, we didn't know the magnitude of the storm. We knew that there was a flash flood warning. And if you heard a flash flood warning, no one would know that that would be a 30-foot high tsunami wall of water, I don't think. But all I can tell you is the information we had, the state had, and that we acted on, was information that catalyzed us to begin putting assets and resources in place 2 days before the event happened.
It's an all hands on deck. Everybody we got are out here, but also we have additional 2,000 plus people helping us.
With each passing day, the death toll and number of missing grow painstakingly higher.
Nothing is going to change for us. We're going to continue to search and look to try and reunite families.
The delicate, emotionally taxing operation made more difficult, officials say, by onlookers.
People coming here from outside the community and people within the community who want to go sightsee.
We are using very heavy equipment, excavators, skid loaders. We are looking for anything of a sign of a person that may be within this material.
There's also a search for answers over the county's handling of the emergency. Kerr County's sheriff pressed today over a local news report that a code red warning requested by a local fire commander was delayed for hours.
The dispatcher says, I have to get a supervisor's approval for that. Almost 6 hours passes until 10 o'clock, 10:04, when the code red is issued. How do you account for that lapse of time?
We're going to get that answer. And I know that's going to be asked over and over. Please understand that. You know, we're not running, we're not going to hide from everything. That's going to be checked into at a later time. I don't know that time.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who toured the devastated area yesterday, said the emergency alert system will be addressed during a special session of the state legislature later this month. In Kerrville, Texas, I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.